first and foremost, shout out to my girl Mary Frances for making me this beautiful apron. I really, really love it. She is so talented. You can find her at craftygirlstudio.com and you can see her on Instagram at maryfrances_Fabry. Good morning and welcome to Bougie Popcorn. So today we are going to be looking at different kinds of popping kernels that you can use. I bought this kit from Amish Country. It's a sample set of the different kinds of popcorn that they have. It's grown in Indiana and it's made by Amish, so you know that it is made in the USA and 100% USA product. You can buy this on Amazon or you can buy it at AmishCountryPopcorn.com. This here is one bag of the baby white, and the pack came with 10 different kinds of popping kernels. So we're gonna break it up into segments because there's a lot of popcorn to pop here. We're going to be using our air popping machine. I find that this is a good machine to use when you want to look at the quality and consistency of your popcorn. I think I just use this as a baseline for everything. If you're going to make a recipe, I find that if you're going to do a candy coating, air popping is fine, but if it's something that's not gonna go into the oven, you wanna go ahead and use your whirly pop and pop that in oil so that it stays really crisp and really fresh tasting. The air pop tends to get kind of susceptible to humidity after a while. So let's get to popping. We are gonna start with the different sizes. I've grouped them into 3 different categories: color, hull-less, and size. So we're gonna start. So this is really cool. They're small and they're very, very white. I'm going to take a little scoop here and we're gonna scoop it into a bowl. And then we can compare it to our baseline. So like I said before, I always like to have a control or a baseline, and I find that the regular store-bought popcorn, which I'm used to popping, is a good baseline. So here's the baseline, and here is the baby white. And it is so much whiter, guys. It is snow white, beautiful popcorn. The kernels are smaller, and it's just a really, really pretty popcorn. It's tender. And the hull, even though this isn't in the hull category, the hull is very, very soft. So I really like it. Let's go on to the mushroom kernels. And we'll see how that goes. Put the cover on. So they actually got caught up in the chute there, so we're gonna have to pour out the rest. Make sure it cools down a little bit. These are giant. I was actually looking forward to doing this one, so I cheated a little bit and I went with size first. A lot of the kernels popped. Not as many were unpopped like the extra small baby white, but I think it's the popping method. We'll have to try it on the stovetop because I think the extra small baby white just has a lot less mass to them, and so when the air chamber fires up, it's pushing the baby whites out because they are so small. I didn't have that problem here with the extra large mushroom. This is very much like the popcorn that you get at the gourmet popcorn shops. If you look at a kernel, they have the big bulbous top here, and they're very round. It's unlike more irregular shape like you see here with the baby white, and I'll show more pictures. I'll edit them in. So let's taste them. It definitely has a different flavor. It's like a stronger corn flavor that you get with the mushroom. It's a more rigid texture. It's a stiffer popcorn. The baby whites are very tender compared to the mushroom, but the size and the shape of this popcorn is just gorgeous. Now we're going to go to the extra large caramel. It looks very similar to the mushroom sized kernels. So this had a lot of the same issue that the mushroom popcorn had, just in the method of air popping. It kind of gets stuck in the chamber. I think they're very big and heavy kernels, and so they tend to not shoot out of the chute as fast. I used a little chopstick and helped it out. You may not have chopsticks at home. The back of a wooden spoon will work, but chopstick was the thing that was handy for me. So we'll pour it out, the rest. Not a lot of Old Maids in there. There are a couple of half pop kernels in there, so I have to make sure that I sift that out. It looks very similar to the mushroom popcorn. It is, I want to say it's almost the same. I don't see a lot of difference. The caramel has more irregular shaped kernels. There will be one kind of funky one every now and then, but let's see the flavor. Now that's really interesting, because even though they are the same in size, the mushroom is definitely chewier than the caramel. Caramel is more tender, and I feel like it has less residual husk than the mushroom does. So here, okay, so now we're on to the second set of popping kernels, and this one is really fun, and I'm really excited about this one because this is the color category. We have purple, red, blue, and midnight. Blue and midnight are about the same color. The only difference is, according to the packaging, the midnight is a little bit more tender than the blue. So we can start with the purple. I was really excited thinking that these are going to pop up into different colors. I think they just come out white, so don't be too excited. But let's pop them and let's see what we get. Very white as well. Can't really tell the difference in popped appearance from the blue and the red. I suppose you can see a very, very slight difference of residual blue color from the hull and residual red color in the different variants, but they both came out very snow white. The taste is very similar. Let's not get a little carried away here. The taste is very similar. The blue may have a slightly milder flavor than the red. I think if I were to choose, I would say I like the blue a little bit better than the red, better than the purple. But honestly, in a blind taste test, I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. We've got one more left. Let's do the color Midnight next. A lot of residual popping there. So these guys are so cute. They are smaller. They're probably even smaller than the extra small baby whites. I'll pull those over in a second and we can compare. Definitely smaller than the regular blue. Taste is definitely more tender than the blue. They are so cute. They are so little and so cute. You probably can't tell from this angle, but they are very small. The hard part about these smaller popping kernels is they fly out of the air popper, and as they're flying out, that yields less popcorn. Probably better to cook these smaller kernels on the stovetop. So we will clean up and go on to the next step. And here we are with our last one. We are doing the hull-less medium white. I think this one will do much better in our air popper, seeing as it's a bigger, heavier kernel. We cleaned out all of the remaining ones from the last batch. So let's load our machine, get the top on, and get popping. They can fit into this category as well. They are snow white. They are bigger than the extra small baby white. Very little hull. Almost non-existent. I think my mother does not like popcorn for the reason of the hull that remains, and it kind of gets stuck in your mouth and it's not a very good feeling. So I think when I make her popcorn, I will make it with these medium hull-less whites. Thank you all for sticking with me. We popped 9 different types of popcorn kernels today from Amish country, 10 including our control baseline. To sum it up, there's not a whole lot of difference between the different kinds of popcorn in terms of flavor. There are a lot of difference in texture though. So I'm going to start with the mushroom. The mushroom is the most popular popping corn for your gourmet popcorn shops. It has a definite bite to it, and it's definitely chewy, and I think it withstands a lot of treatments and applications. The most tender would be the hull-less medium white. It's a very, very soft to the tooth and very, very little husk. This would be good if you just have maybe a light dressing on it. I don't think it'll withstand really heavy application dressings because it is very light and very airy. You do want to be able to enjoy that. I will try to make this into a caramel corn or a toffee corn. They are smaller and not as astonishing as the size of the popped mushroom. But this is good for people who don't like to eat popcorn because it gets stuck in their teeth, or they just don't like to have the little bits hanging out in your mouth for a little while. The taste is fantastic. They all have that really nice, superb corn flavor. Compared to the baseline, I would say that all of these Amish popcorns are more delicious than the store-bought brand. It has a much stronger, richer corn flavor than the store-bought brand does, and also it's a very natural process that they use. So I hope you try different kinds of popcorn, and thank you for watching.